What's good, everybody? Let's go live on Instagram. Let's go live on TikTok. Good morning. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. See Craig, Alana, what's going on? Get going with this. Jump right in here this morning. This is VeeFriends Making Comics live stream. I am DJ Coffman. Cheers, everyone. Got my coffee. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ghost was busy knocking posters off the wall last night. That's always amazing. It was the night to do it. This is the VeeFriends Making Comics stream. I'm DJ Coffman. This is VeeFriends. If you don't know what VeeFriends is over 280 characters, new characters designed to make the positivity louder out there. We need it more than ever these days. Make soft skills cool, gratitude, kindness, patience, accountability. Created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him on the internet as Gary V, hence the name V. In VeeFriends, we've got a cartoon show out now on YouTube. I think we're 8 episodes deep, or 7 or 8 now. It's trucking along every Saturday morning. Great for kids. We've got the trading card game, and also the Topps Chrome was announced at New York Comic Con, so we've got those. Love the trading card game. A lot of collectors of that, players of that. And we've got these minis. I'm going to go ahead. This is always my time to set my alarms. I'm going to open up a warm-up one here while we're chatting. I'm DJ, like I said. I'm taking care of the comics and storytelling here at VeeFriends. Yesterday we did a comics jam on Whatnot. It is November 1st. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Holy moly. It just seems like we just said it was October 1st. Now it's November 1st. It's as if time is passing by. I hope you're subscribed to the VeeFriends YouTube, VeeFriends Comics YouTube channel. That's how you can find us on YouTube. Type VeeFriends Comics or VeeFriends Cartoons. You can find those cartoons. VeeFriends regular channel, I believe, is still there too. Today we're going to do a little warm-up sketch, I think, maybe. I don't know. Open up some minis today. Probably a shirt giveaway. I've got the people that did the thing the last time. We'll talk about that. I'm going to draw some comics and stuff. I'm going to get right into the comics because did not finish yesterday's comic. So I'm going to finish that up on today's stream, I think. Good morning over on TikTok. What's going on over on Instagram? This new anime Fox is fire. Yeah, we can talk about that. I'll talk more about that. Anime Fox or Manga Fox or whatever you'd like to call him was drawn by Chris Faison, who's joined the team full time. Have a great morning. People popping in, popping out a lot on the socials. Almost Christmas time. Yeah, Santa Claus will be jumping in the chat over on Instagram, I'm sure. All right, let's pop this one open, see who's in it. Man, I am getting lucky with these detailed. Holy moly. All right, we got a detailed Fearless Fairy. Perfect. Perfect for my day. I'll be drawing some fairy that you won't see. Detailed Fearless Fairy. My camera won't adjust to. That's good enough. You see the detail there. It's good. Can I zoom in a little bit? Let's zoom in. Wait, oh yeah. Look at that. There she is. Fearless Fairy. Right on. Oh. Okay. There we go. They always jump when they are the good ones. That's right. You're right. They do kind of pop out of my hands. Crazy. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm just getting started here. This is the start of my day. It's probably the start of your day too, wherever you are in the world. Yesterday we did a comics jam on Whatnot, and I didn't finish that comic, so I'm going to finish up that comic right now, hopefully during this stream. I think that's what we're going to jump right into. So I don't think I have time for a warm-up. We just got to get to work. Some days you got to get gritty and just get in there. We got Gritty Ghost, Resilient Red Devil. If you missed the Whatnot stream, this is the setup. Halloween is over. Gritty Ghost needs a job. You're in luck. We need a Ghost of Resilience Past. And I'm just going to turn off the lettering for right now, because I don't want to completely spoil it. And it's going to look a little weird and a little messy there. But here I've got Gritty Ghost popping in. And there you go. And by the way, I will draw this winner of the we've got the UV sticker and a t-shirt. UV sticker and a t-shirt. I'll draw that winner in a little bit. I'll wait for some of these people to show up about 15-20 minutes in, 8:30 or so Eastern time. Good morning, everyone. Friday. Before I get into this, let me show you what I did last night. I did trick or treat at the house, and I took the vending machine outside. And I also had a lot of full-size candy bars, as many as I could find the day before Halloween. I give away the full-size candy bars, and then I had the minis out there. So we had the minis for kids, and it was a hit. We had many crowds of kids gathering around, parents too, making sure that, hey, and I was like, hey, look, this is like, it says pencil toppers, do not eat. Free candy. It's funny because like we've noticed a couple things, which was interesting, but we had quite, like we were gathering crowds in front of our sidewalk, which was really bizarre. My wife manning the booth there. This was from her vantage point last night. Pretty crazy. It'll turn here in a second because she realized. All right, yeah. Yeah, quite a scene gathered out as kids wanted to not candy, do not eat. So that was a lot of fun. We noticed that kids don't know what these are. Like, kids don't know that you have to turn that crank, you know, or they think it costs money. So I went back in, I made signs that said free. But kids don't know what to do. Like, they don't know how to use those machines. I'm like, what is happening? Parents, come on. Take your kids out, get some quarters. Holy cow. My wife's like, they don't know what to do. They don't know what this is. They don't know what a vending machine is. I never thought of that. And it's never occurred to me that kids don't know how to use a vending machine. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. I think we need a Dapper Dash on in the next comic. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll just throw him in there for you. BJ. Or B. Geronimo. Good morning, D. Coleman. What's up? AJ's Rugs helmet. My kids love those little machines. They have no analog life. We need all to take our kids to DJ's place next year. That's what everybody's saying internally too. Gonna have to buy a lot more candy. I joke around, but it's not really a joke. Is that I give away the full-size candy bars because I did so much mischief when I was a kid that I feel like it's every time, and I told my mother-in-law this last night, and she laughed. I said, every time a kid comes up and goes, oh my God, it's full-size candy bars, it takes away one little piece of mischief I did in my youth. It's like that whole, when a bell rings, angel gets its wings. Well, when a kid says that, I've redeemed myself from the mischief that I caused when I was a child on Halloween's past in the 1980s. That's enough said for that. There's a lot of mischief happening. I did mischief. Oh my gosh. That's scary. Um, but I thought I was like, I don't know if I want to take the machine out there. Also, I don't really know if I want people to know what I do. I don't want to talk about like I'm a cartoonist at this thing. I don't know, I like my anonymity here in the town, even though they've got me on the Wikipedia page for a couple years now. But I'm not out here to be famous or local famous or anything like that. Believe me, nobody wants that in my town. One of the reasons I don't want that is because years ago, I lived in a different town nearby, a small town south of Pittsburgh, and I had won this thing called the Comic Book Challenge. This was 2006, and my kids were little then, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And the newspaper came and did like a feature, and I was on the covers of the local newspapers. And then really weird things started to happen. Was people started driving by my house, and where I lived was and when I went to the post office to pick up some mail, the postal lady said, hey, people have been coming in asking where you live. And I'm like, whoa, because I had little kids, at the time, and they played in the yard, and I was like, nobody would bother me or my kids. And then someone was like, well, they think you're rich, because I was connected to Platinum Studios and the Men in Black people. That was all mentioned in the article, and I was like, well, clearly, no, I'm not the rich one. I'm just the cartoonist or the comic book creator. But there's a perception that when you're working on something that you're the one that has money, and it's dangerous. And I don't think about that sometimes, like that when you have littles, there are people that are desperate and they try to do kidnappings or blackmail or I don't know. People get crazy out there. I never thought about that stuff until then. That was 2006, and I didn't like that. We actually moved. We moved from that house for that very reason. We moved to the town that we're in now, because I just didn't want people to know where I lived, But and ever since then, I anytime the newspaper would reach out and say like, "Can we do an article on you about comics?" and I'd be like, I did it a couple more times for another comic I was working on, and I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I don't really need the roses locally. I don't need the roses at all, but it is crazy. I mean, there was one time this creepy car came down and just slowly drove past my house, and believe me, the road that I lived on, the place where I lived at the time, there was no need to be cruising through my neighborhood. There was like they were casing the place, and I was like, no way. They did not look like fans. They looked like degenerate. They look like old friends of mine. That's a shame, but that's how it goes. I'm gonna come to your house now. No, please do not. What kind of school? That's a good story. What kind of school would I suggest for art? Okay, that's a good question. I'm gonna say, my first fresh answer to anyone looking for a school for art is save your money and just use an online course like Proko, Proko on YouTube, and also Eric on our team. Shout out to Derek. Zetterstein. Proco, he's in the Proco classes. They've got some live drawing classes. So if you want to pay for something, that's cool. But they also have very great videos on their YouTube channel. And you don't really need school to learn how to draw. Now, that said, I'll tell you my story that I turned down going to an art school, and sometimes I regret it, but I don't really try to regret anything, because if I regret something, then I feel like I'm not having gratitude for the way my life went, and I probably wouldn't have had my kids, or whatever. So I try not to do that. But when I was in high school, people could tell I was a good artist or whatever, and my art teachers, well, in high school, weren't very kind. They were very like, DJ has great potential, but he's got cartoon tunnel vision, and it was never going to make it. We want him to expand his art and get into painting and modern, contemporary, blah, 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 blah. And I had the cartoon tunnel vision. And so I rebelled, and I said, trying to keep I said, F that, and I doubled down and did more cartoons. So I painted Garfield. If the assignment was, we need you to make a chair that, out of these things, I would make some sort of cartoon chair. And it just drove them crazy. And so she gave me like a D. But anyways, there was a recruiter from the Rhode Island School of Design. Now keep in mind, I'm in California at the time. Southern California is where I went to high school. And the Rhode Island School of Design was a very cool school. And they came recruiting out there. And it looked like the whole deal was going to be like, they'll give me a full scholarship to go to the Rhode Island School of Design. And I was like, no. It seemed impossible to me, number one, because this is before the internet. This is before you have connection to anything. I'd have to move away from my home. I'd have to go, and I had this sense that I would be forced to do the things that I didn't want to do, just like that art teacher was telling me. And I was like, no, Southern California is where I need to be, because I want to be in comic books, and that's where Image Comics was. That's where the whole scene was happening. San Diego Comic-Con. I needed to be where the action was if I wanted to break into comics. That was my thinking. And so I turned down going to Rhode Island School of Design. Now, years have passed. I'm 48 now, and sometimes I think to myself, I shouldn't tell people not to go to college, because I have some friends that did go to art schools, and they learned some of the things that I had to learn the harder way. I didn't have even YouTube to learn from. I had to buy books and learn, all on my own, pretty much. But they learned it much faster, and they also had a sense of community amongst artists. I didn't even have that. So college would be a great move to be amongst other people that are very like-minded, and I think that's healthy. So nowadays, that's one of the reasons I started, and I don't like to plug my Draw or Die Club that I started a few years ago, is to help support artists and keep them drawing every day. It's just kind of the thing that I wish that I had, and I probably could have found that in school, but it would have been very costly. And honestly, I don't suggest spending college level money on art right now. I just don't. Just because I'm like, ooh, I don't want artists to be in debt when they come out of school, What if you have a full scholarship for funding from the government? I think I answered that just now. I had what looked to be a full everything, scholarship and everything, and I was like, no. Comics are all. It worked out. It worked out for me. Paul Hain, how can I get my name on the wheel? Did you do the thing the other day? I don't think you did. let's talk about it. How did you find time to keep up with your art when you had young kids? Let me get back to that. Young kids. All right, I'm gonna just write young kids so I can. Young kids. Oh yeah. I'll talk about that. First, let's do this. Let's just draw this so that we can get to. When I mean draw this, I mean we're gonna draw a winner for the people that did the thing, and I'm gonna talk about the thing that you have to do. This is the UV sticker. You can't really see it, but there's a hidden message in there. And if you have a UV light or a black light, it pops up. And you might know the secret already, but if you don't, I'm not going to say it. But if you shine a UV light on it, there's some hidden art on there. It's pretty cool. So you're going to win one of these, and you're going to win a shirt. Let's go. Let's spin it. Boom. This is for people that did the thing on the last stream. Who is it? Who is it? It's Today in Space. Today in Space. Congrats. Today in Space. I will reach out to you. Today in Space. Very cool hanging out with you at New York Comic Con as well. I drew him an alien. So how do you get on this wheel for let's say Mondays? I guess it would be Monday. The only thing you have to do today, nothing fancy because we don't have a comic up in time today because yesterday got a little out of hand. You're just going to email, you're going to email comics right now. Comics at, if you're watching this, comics at VeeFriends.com. for today's giveaway, and just say whatever. Just say, hey, what's up? Watching you now. Then I go in and I look at it. I take everybody's first names. I anonymize it so we don't give out your full names. And that's it. So that's the givey. It's very easy. And that way we can contact you really quick to get your address or whatnot. We're going to give you a shirt and a print. I should probably switch to hoodies, to be honest, but it's a shirt for today because I don't. Shirt and print. A print sticker, however. Shirt plus UV sticker. Magic sticker. We should call it the magic sticker. All right, that's all you got to do. Keep it easy. Keeping it easy. All right. Let's do this. This was a hit last night. Looks like this is getting a little low. I'd say we probably gave out about 400 to 500 minis last night. Oh boy. Oh boy. I got a couple that came out of that one. Didn't think about that. Alright. Yellow. Maybe I should have disinfected this. I didn't think about that. This handle feels a little sticky, to be honest with you. All right. Green versus green. Dark green versus light green in the chat. Need some Lysol on that. Germs would die by now, right? A lot of kids were cranking that machine last night. Ooh. Nothing like the one year this kid sneezed in the candy bowl 2 years ago, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, we got a dark green. I'm going to look over on the Instagram chat. 10 people watching over on Instagram. No. Keep it positive out there. All right, we got dark green. That's so surprising. Got regular green. Dark green. All right, one more. Dark green. AJ's Custom Rugs. I see your vote over there on TikTok. We're live on TikTok. We're live. Here's how I'm doing that. I'll show you real quick. Now I can zip this around because I got a new phone and the wire, it doesn't suck. So I check the Instagram chat right there. You can see Matt Reed. Dark green. That's the TikTok chat right there. That's my little preview screen, and way over there is the YouTube and the Facebook and the Twitter and all that, and down here is the drawing board, which we have right there. Hanging out with me today is, well, I hear the cat trying to come in here. Come on in here, you silly thing. You silly little munchkin. Come here. No? Okay. That's Miss Peach. Alright, let's dark green it is. Open it up. Hanging out with me today is Practical Peacock. Keeping it real practical. Adventurous Astronaut. I'm feeling pretty adventurous. Got a lot of stuff going on at VeeFriends. Oh no! And then Patient Panda's trying to escape again. He's always trying to get out of here. Found Patient Panda. I have a joke that if anything's missing on my desk, someone stole it. We've got a bubblegum astronaut. Not my favorite, but that's what's going to go on. No, it's not, because it'll have to beat the Fearless Fairy, which does not, definitely. Sorry, astronaut. If you were a detailed astronaut, it would beat, because that's one of the rare ones to find. Okay, Keith, what's up? Craig, do you sleep? No, Craig doesn't sleep. Just for fun, not for money. Anything. We love stickers over here. I add them to my Squishmallow sale packages. Wait, I don't see that. I'm missing a piece of this conversation. Let me go back. Over 100 messages in the chat. That's good. It always dings me when it says, like, you've had 100 messages. That's really cool that you guys are engaging. Let me get this out of my face a little bit. A little in my face. All right, it's better. That's better. New York King, that's crazy. All right. Young kids. How did I balance having young kids? Yeah, I had my kids when I had my first kid when I was 20, which I'm 48 now. So yeah, it worked out. But I was in it. I was working full time as an artist back then, and I would say it was challenging, but patience, definitely. Sometimes it was frustrating, but I think I would just work a normal day. The kids would go to school, but before they went to school, those were some challenging days. So I would try to work at night a little bit. But other than that, it was just getting in. Honestly, thinking back now, I was in it. I was in the chaos. I had toys being thrown around. I had things bonked off my desk. But mostly the kids would, chill out, watch some. Back before, we didn't have the internet back then, really. No, it wasn't like you had YouTube to stick your kids in front of, so we had Nickelodeon, so they watched a lot of kids shows. So that kind of helped. But patience, and it really kind of hardened me a little bit, because if the kids were fighting, which my kids didn't fight a whole lot, sometimes there'd be some spats over toys or something like that, but it wasn't so bad. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's easy. Looking back, I had no hardships with that, but there was a couple times where the kids would draw on the pages if I left a page, and they wanted to just be like Dad, so I didn't feel like mad. I was a little frustrated, like, oh no, I gotta redraw that page. But I was just like, my accountability was like, okay, I can't leave pages around like that. Peach wants out again. Okay, this cat is special. That's a very special kitty. Jeez Louise. Okay. But for other parents out there right now, I mean, finding time to do art, on the level that I was doing art would probably be very challenging. So, you know, I talked to some friends that have kids and are working on books right now, and they wait till like late at night, which I could never do that now because I get tired at night because I wake up so early. But that would be my other tip, would be if you really want it, wake up early because everyone else is asleep. There's no one to distract you. Stay off the internet. Looking through the chat, you guys are awesome. Hope everyone had a good Halloween night. I had a lot of fun giving away those minis. Let me reset this stream. I see some new people over there. So that, just to recap what this is the Making Comics stream for VeeFriends. VeeFriends is over 280 characters designed to make positivity louder, make soft skills cool, gratitude, kindness, patience. Created by Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V, you might know him as on the internet. If you don't, look him up. Good content there. That's why we're called VeeFriends. We've got a cartoon show for kids and adults, but mostly kids, but also adults. I think it's good. It's a good show on YouTube Kids. Look that up. We've got the VeeFriends trading card. We've got a lot of collectors here in the chat. Great community. I don't talk about that enough. We have a great positive community. So if you're looking for friends, if you have no friends, get involved in the VeeFriends community. You don't have to be a high roller spending tons of money. There's a lot of those in the community, but you can get in on the ground level and you don't have to necessarily buy anything. You can read the comics, get involved in the giveaways. We have a lot of that. We've got these minis, which you've seen me opening. I'm DJ Coffman. I'm in charge of the comics and character storytelling development with Gary and the team. And, you know, what a fun job. What a fun, doesn't even really feel like a job, to be honest with you. And I go live a lot here on all the channels. So, and today I'm working on this comic that we started yesterday on the Comics Jam, which has Gritty Ghost, Resilient Red Devil, this sad guy who has a pink slip in his hand, so you can kind of, sometimes you don't have to spell it out. You can use your imagination, I guess. Ghost is apparently scaring him to death. I don't know. And then we got a little bit of him being fired over here, I think. We're just going to go ahead and we'll turn the lettering on here in a little bit. It was a long night. I was going to try to finish this comic yesterday, but we had a lot of other stuff going on yesterday at VeeFriends, and you know, it happens. And I was kind of a little stuck on this one at the end because we didn't quite finish it up, but I got it now. So I'm gonna do the Red Devil over here. He's kind of like a little frustrated with him. Actually, I want to do a different pose. So I'm going to do my thing where I just do a small, you know, draw a small, do a small thing there. You know, really frustrated. Like, dude, you were supposed to, like, what do you mean? It's kind of like the expression, I'm talking it out while you were supposed to inspire him, not scare him to death. I gotta be me. That's pretty decent. I can just blow up that pose. Sometimes you capture like something about the gesture, you can kind of capture that in a small pose there. Then I fade that out. And I just get in there and do some detail work on top of that. There. And now I just get into the lines. So I do draw it multiple times because I want to get the pose right. And, you know, I'll ink this again. But in this case, penciling, like I've said before, it's a chance to mold, like clay, the expression. Or I don't want bull horns. I kind of want the skinnier horns. That. That's what he's got. Even still a little too thick. All right. VeeFriend Devil? Yeah, it's Resilient Red Devil. Funko Addict said something very soothing about watching you do your magic while drinking the coffee this morning. Cheers to that. Cheers. I don't have a cool mug this morning. I got this just white. Actually, it's not just white and boring. There is a Fly the Flag Pete McKinnon sticker on there. Pete's Pirate Life. Just some regular old Colombian coffee this morning. Basic. Sometimes you just gotta go with the basics. You know? I'll scan through your comments a little bit. If you're new to VeeFriends, let me know. I just reset the stream a little bit. Lots of people pop in and out over on TikTok. That's how the nature of these live streams go, is that every once in a while I get some like peach hair floating in. That's the nature of these streams. It's live. Sometimes most of the time it goes smooth. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes there's a fire whistle outside. I'm sure we'll probably hear that. Very eager firemen in my town. I'm south of Pittsburgh, so I'm not in New York with the rest of the team, but I go up there about once a month. I was just there for 8 days. Felt like I was pretty much living in Manhattan, which is cool. Like, Manhattan's pretty cool. I love New York. But I do like my small town that I live in. You know. There's something about being able just to go to a place and then come home to like this little sanctuary. Like, you know how Superman has like the Fortress of Solitude? That's kind of like what my little room is here. My little haunted room. Freaking ghost knocking my posters off the wall last night. Thank you. Sometimes on the stream, things will happen. A hat flew off the wall the other day. Where was it? Oh, you can't see it. It's up there. It came flying off the wall during the middle of the stream. Pretty wild. My wife says this is the only room that stuff happens in, so I don't know. Maybe I'm like, you know, it doesn't seem like a mean spirit. Seems like it's okay. Just trying to get my attention. Crazy. Still spooky story season, you know. I'm just changing up this pose a little bit. He's got the hooved feet, of course, because he's like a devil. All right. Like that. It's like, dude, you can't kill the guy. Also, this is not a straight pitchfork, so I'm going to fix this right now. I'm just going to draw straight through. Again, this stage of the molding it is kind of important. Like, just to be able to see that stuff while you catch it now and be able to fix it a little bit now in this stage before we get to inks. Ghost stories, I know, right? Someone said ghost stories. Jets won last night. I saw that. That's good. I'm sure Gary's happy today. Capture the day, my friend. Certainly. Have a great day, Funko Addict, if you're gone or leaving. Maybe you have an art critic spirit in that room. Maybe. We think it's someone named Jane or something. Holiday was her name. She lived in this house a long time. We take care of her cat. Her cat is still living on the porch. They say that this cat is older than all the neighbors in the town. They're like, that cat is old. So I think that cat's like over 20 years old or something. We've kept that cat alive. Doesn't want to come in the house. We've tried. We've tried to bring that cat in here, and I don't like this look on his face. He's kind of be more like, hey, I gotta be me. I'm gonna tilt this a little more because he's a little leaned, a little too far. So I'm just gonna grab this and tilt this. I always think when I think of ghost stories, I think of like this Stoic ghost story, and I forget exactly which Stoic it was, but there's a story about how, not Seneca, maybe it was Seneca, I don't know. It was one of those Stoics, philosophers, and he moved into a little place to write, and there was a ghost that would come with these chains, and he was warned about it. And the ghost came, and he wasn't scared of the ghost. He was just like, what do you want, dude? And then the ghost led him to outside, and his bones, there was something like where he wasn't buried properly. So the ghost was just trying to tell him that he didn't get a proper burial. So they did a little proper burial of the ghost or the body or something like that, and then the ghost went away. It was just like the ghost was scary with these chains and stuff, but I'm probably butchering that story, but that's the gist of it. So every time that there's something weird, I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? You're trying to lead me to your body or something? I don't want to know. What are you using to draw your cartoons on this live? Well, I'm drawing on an iPad Pro. It's held in this case called a Procreate, or a Sketchboard Pro. My bad. Sketchboard Pro just kind of sits in there like that. I have a MacBook running the stream. Apple Pencil. Doesn't really matter what Apple Pencil you get. And honestly, it doesn't matter what level of iPad you have either. They all work the same with Procreate. So I use Procreate to draw in, just something that I prefer. For streaming, if you're talking that level, I use we're using a mix of things. So I use OBS, which is free, OBS, to put all these scenes together, put the scene together. Like on TikTok, you don't see that. On the other things, on YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else, you see that there's a top screen that's my iPad. I can switch the screens and show you me like that with a little button. I got a little switcher here amongst the trash of discarded, like the pile of dead VeeFriends there. So I could switch that. I could just switch that by going like, here I am, that's me, and then I go back to that. That's kind of how that works right off to the side. Try to just keep it as easy as possible so I can go live as fast as possible. I actually have that camera over there. That's the front-facing camera of me. That's me. if you're on TikTok, you can't see what I'm talking about, but that's me. And then I go back to that. And I can switch this down. I couldn't do that before because my camera kept the cable on my old camera. It's junk. So then I just position that live, set it off to the side. I like to have the little VeeFriends beacon in there. I like that. That's it. It's a little bit in my face. I'm just going to tilt it a little more. There we go. All right. Just so I don't bonk my head off it. It's fun, yeah. It's been it's if you go back and look at the old streams, it wasn't as smooth as this. But I've just been learning, as I go. It's another thing we talk about at VeeFriends is like when people are like, how do you have editors, or how do you, get something? And it's like, you can learn to do it yourself a little bit first. Money's not just going to just buy you everything that you need. Sometimes understanding if you don't know how to stream, or you don't know how to draw, or whatever you're looking to do, then now your job is to learn and do a little bit every day. So I didn't know how to use any of this stuff. I didn't know how to use OBS when I started. I knew a little bit, the basics of how it would work, but I just used YouTube. I looked up YouTube tutorials. I troubleshooted. And that's how I've always kind of learned, just by watching and doing and trial and error. A lot of trial and error. And I had kind of a vision for, and vision for how I wanted it, but also listening to the people on the stream, because initially it was just the shot it was the shot that's over on TikTok where it's just my hand. And people were like, can we see your face too? And I was like, well, I guess I can figure that out. And I did. Need some more VeeFriends stuff to show up on my social medias. Appreciate the kind words. DJ's vibe is a whole lifestyle. I don't know about that. I don't know anybody. I would not recommend following a cartoonist. No, I'm kidding. Just be a good person and try your best. Everybody's going through stuff. That's what we know. Made a couple people cry accidentally at New York's Comic. I said accidentally because I don't mean to make them cry. Just say something like, everybody's going through some stuff. We can talk about deep issues. We're trying to have some fun, a little lightheartedness with these comics. But we also try to dip into, stuff that people are dealing with, man. Like, people are dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression and loneliness. Holy cow. That's something that people are not talking about. The anxiety and the panic attacks and all that stuff have really had their day. The past couple of years, mental health. But now what I'm hearing is loneliness. I'm hearing that a lot. And speaking to that, I would just speak to people like as if they were my friends, like, because you guys are all my friends, really, if I'm talking to you. I'd say usually I was talking to artists, so they'd be my art friends. Not friends that I would invite over to my house constantly or anything like that. Just colleagues and people that I consider, that I care about, that I would like to see succeed. So for anxiety and depression and things like that, especially during the pandemic, I get a lot of artists that would tell me like, man, I'm freaking out. And I'd be like, dude, I'm freaking out too a little bit, but I don't show it on the outside. But I use things like fidget coins. So I have a lot of coins. Like here's a cool coin that has an ancient, what do you call it? A fossil in there. It's embedded in the glass. And so you just kind of, I would just like fidget with things while I was on that. And it's got a nice weight to it. I just kind of mess around with it. Also, when you get coins like this, you just remember like time. Like that's an ancient fossil in there. Crazy. We're all going to be fossils one day. So I got a lot of coins laying around my desk. I don't fidget with stuff as much anymore. I don't really have the panic attacks or anything as much anymore. That's nice. So I got as above, so below. Same thing. This is one of my favorite coin brands. Is JL Lawson. He numbers his coins. This is number 69. I had to stop buying these because I was like, all right, got a little too many coins. You want to see my coin collection? I was stoked. Maybe we need coins for VeeFriends. This is the weather capital of the world, Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. This is the date that I got married. 2/2/2020. We got married by the guys that wear the top hats and pull the groundhog out of the hole. The inner circle is what they call them. That's the that one. What else do I got? I got some other cool ones over here. My favorite one. They stopped making these, but it's like the worrying is like paying a debt that you don't owe. And it's nice and smooth on the other side. I usually give that one out. I've stopped giving them out as much because I don't carry them with me as much. I don't really need them as much anymore. I love this old one here. Look at, we're just doing a coin. This is now turned into DJ's coin collection video. I should be more drawing a comic right now. This was an original coin, not an original. I wish I had an original. It's cost like $20,000. This is from Benjamin Franklin. This is One Are We. One Are We. We are one. The 13 colonies. This is the first coin. Mind your business. And it's got a sundial, a sun, and mind your business. And he meant that in both ways. Like mind your own business and also pay attention to your business every day. Okay, we should get back to drawing comics now. Love that you want to see my coins. So yeah, anyways, that whole point of talking about that was that's how I told people that I would get over my anxiety when I would feel like I would just feel this feeling come over me, and I'd have to like the fidgets that are all around me. I've got brass dice, it's got some weight to it. I've got some clickers here. I got a lot of junk on my desk. A lot of junk. I'm gonna click that. Right, fidgets. But now, so I would tell people, do art, fidget with things, get your hands doing something. Because idle hands are the devil's playthings. Boom. We've tied it all together today. Bang. What format in the canvas are you using in your printed comics? In printing these comic strips? What format? So usually, I am drawing. I'm not going to show you that one. I'm drawing in a 4-panel format. Each panel is 1080 by 1350, so that it matches portrait size on the internet. We slice those up for the carousel posts. You see on Instagram. That's my go-to format, and it's about We can just go to the canvas size for you. Some people are always interested in this. Artist's dimensions. Let me just zoom in on my dimensions for you real quick. These are the dimensions that I use. Pixel wise. And 300 DPI. Take a screenshot of that if you'd like. I know people get nerdy about that. Great thing about Procreate is it'll also show you the statistics of what you're working in. So for instance, this comic that I'm doing right now, I can go up here and go canvas information statistics, and it'll show me the amount of time that I've had this open for. 6 hours and 8 minutes. I don't think that's accurate. That's not accurate. This one is not. I have not had this one open for 6 hours. But if I go back to October comics and I do go to this one here, let's just do this one. This was a fairly easy one. Let's say like 4 hours. Canvas information, statistics. 4 hours. I knew it. 4 hours, 14 minutes. It'll tell me how many total strokes I made in the design. Also, every single one has the time-lapse replay built in, so we can see the time lapse of the whole thing coming together, which would be great for, social media posts. If you're drawing, we don't really put these out as much as we probably will, because people like to watch the process videos come together, the whole thing. Man, I like being able to take my camera off of the thing without it blipping out. So that's it. And if I scrub my finger back and forth like that, it's a little behind the scenes for you. It's fun. Technology. You can't imagine, like that kid that I talked about earlier on the stream, in high school. And this is like a dream for me. This is like, I died and went to some dream of drawing cartoons in tunnel vision land. The artist, or my teacher, said I had tunnel vision, and that always bothered me. And now I'm like, I wear it like a badge of honor. I'm like, hell yeah, I had cartoon tunnel vision. You have to have the tunnel vision, I think, in whatever you're doing. You got to be dialed in on your stuff, What are you into full time? What are you guys talking about? All right, you guys are chatting. Sorry for all the questions. Are there groups to join? Oh, Eric's talking about the holy grail of VeeFriends. I would say, Alana, the VeeFriends community, the existing community, is over on X, on Twitter. And I know not a whole lot of new people are fans of Twitter. I came back to Twitter just because of VeeFriends, and that's all I look at. So my algorithm is really trained to comics and VeeFriends, and now if I pop on the don't look at anything like political or drama, it's all VeeFriends and Gary V. So now I don't mind going over to X, although every once in a while you'll see some stuff, because all of the social channels are going to try to suck you into something, but you got to be mindful not to get sucked into drama or other people's stuff. You got to just be like, hey, this isn't something I'm interested in. I don't need to have an opinion on this. I'm going to go look at VeeFriends stuff. That's kind of how I operate. So, but yeah, on X, there's a huge community. I'd say the majority of the people that watch these streams are watching it on X, unfortunately. I wish that they'd watch it over on YouTube, which many are. Dom, Eric. Dom said, how did your neighborhood like that vending machine last night? Man, it was a hit. It was a hit. We have a little video here of the crowds that were gathering. This happened multiple times. I think I must have given away I'm going to say 300, at least 300 minis went. We had I had a box of the ones that are the see-through ones too, that little kids could grab if they couldn't spin it. But yeah, it went really good. Went really, really good. We had the "Do not eat" sign there, and yeah, there's a little bit of minis down there. Full-size candy bars, you got to do that because, as I explained, it's not a bragging thing. It's just more like a penance for all the mischief I did. There was another video I thought of some other kids. Yeah, man, they were like, "What is this?" And that was the funny thing I said earlier in the stream. The takeaway from last night was that many kids do not know how or what the vending machines are. Like, they don't even know how to crank them, or like, do I turn that? Or parents were like, "I need quarters." I'm like, no, that one's free. That one's free. Just spin it. Speaking of, let's just spin it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do season 2 versus season 3. Nope. Oh. Nope. A lot of clear ones. Lots of clear. Oh, Mom. That's like 10 clear ones in a row. Come on. Nope. Wow. There are so many clear ones in here, guys. I can't believe what's happening right now. Come on. Alright, we're going to keep going. Alright. Jeez Louise. That was the longest. I had that many clear ones in a row. Whew. Okay. Pink versus yellow in the chat. Yeah, but kids didn't know what to do. So write pink versus yellow in the chats. Am I back to my normal? Okay. Takes a little while to catch up. I'll be your friend, Matt said. I am a fossil. I'm going back to the chat now as you guys are. What program am I using? I'm using Procreate. Morning Corso. Morning Michelle. Morning Lord That Guy. Actual good morning. Yeah, a lot of people hang out over on the VeeFriends Comics YouTube channel. That's what we're trying to build up. That's sad. Vending machines are like the core memory of all of our childhoods, really, if you're of a certain age, I suppose. We're not too super old. All right, so we got pink, purple. Well, if you're calling that, so pink. We got one yellow. That I saw, but pink it is. Thanks, DJ. Yeah, VeeFriends is a good community. All of the characters, we got Fearless Fairy here. Fearless Fairy. Look at this, Patient Panda. Adventurous Astronaut. Practical Peacock. All of these are designed to, get you thinking about these traits. Let's pop this open. It looks dark. It looks like there's a dark shape in there. We got a gold Heart Trooper. And nothing against the gold Heart Trooper, but he doesn't beat our Fearless Fairy here. And we had a bubblegum astronaut earlier, which is why I had to put the sign that said "Do not eat. This is not candy," because it's like, it smells like bubblegum. People think it's bubblegum. Kids think it's bubblegum. So I'm like, all right. But yeah, kids didn't know how to operate the machine. And I was like, parents, you got to do better. You got to do better. So that if you're a parent out there, take your kids out to an amusement park, or not an amusement park, like a find an arcade or something like that. Those experiences are good to get your kids out in the real world. The real world is still out there, believe it or not. A lot more things are going to go virtual, but while we still have things like that are analog, try to get your kids to do some analog things too, I say. So says I. I don't know. Because like Michelle said, like, it's one of my favorite. Now, as a parent, I gotta say, I'll be honest, when I'd go to the movie theater or something and there would be a vending machine and my kids would be like, Dad, I want a thing, and I didn't have any quarters, and then it became a whole thing. Kids crying and stuff, And I'm like, I can't just make quarters magically appear, and then the place that has the machines doesn't have quarters, and it's like, it's a mess. So I'm sure that still happens. But, get yourself some quarters, go find some vending machines, get some candy. Kids love to spin it. It's just about the action, A lot of not crazy tech savvy. I don't think you have to be tech savvy really to, just kind of get in there, follow VeeFriends, look at the streams. I just say, like, all social media, just be careful, watch your mind. Watch what you're putting in. What you're searching for is what you're going to get more of. That's kind of how the algorithms are set up. So it can really say a lot about yourself when you open up your feed and seeing what it thinks you like, which is, whatever. Oh yeah, by the way, if you'd like the giveaway for today, I'll probably draw this on Monday's stream. comics@VeeFriends.com. That's all you got to do is email me, comics@VeeFriends.com. I'm going to give away a shirt and a UV sticker. I did this today for the other people that watch the stream. So, like, I just like to surprise and delight. We'll do something a little bit different next week. I don't like to. Maybe we shouldn't do the giveaways every stream. I don't know. We don't mind. That's what we're here to do. So email me at comics@VeeFriends.com and just say, what's up? I'm watching the stream. I'd like to be in there. And then I take your names and I put them in this wheel. And then I'll draw this wheel on Monday stream, 8 a.m. All right. Speaking of which, I should probably update I need to look at the schedule. Before I set it. But I'll definitely be live 8 a.m. Monday. 8 a.m. Monday, sorry. 8 a.m. on Monday, Eastern Time. All right. I'm just going to write it here for you. Someone just asked, what? 8 a.m. Monday. I'll be back. We got a few minutes left in this stream. I'm here till 9:30, trying to finish up this comic. Corso, you're in the chat. I see. I didn't get a chance to finish up this comic. You know what we were working on. He knows what we were working on. We're working on some other stuff. And the comic didn't get done yesterday. But we're almost there. We're doing really well. I'm going to go ahead and try to throw some colors on this. We're going to set this to reference layer. And I'm just going to jam through this right now with some of the character art. Whoops. Character coloring. Continue filling. We're going to color both ghosts at once. How about that? So I'm going to just grab his eyeballs. Eyeball color. Make sure I'm on the right brush. You see when I tap like that, it switches between the eraser and the, see that? The eraser and the pencil. Love the background. Looks like these version 2 NFTs are coming to life. That's right. I try to use the underrated underground. And you're really going to like the new comics. The comic books that are coming out are definitely going to have a lot more world building happening and using primarily a lot of the locations of the VeeFriends backgrounds from the NFTs, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's the digital, we'll just call them digital collectibles, digital trading cards. That's what's been around for a few years. We've got a lot of OG collectors, hardcore, true fans, VeeFriends. I like to call them true fans. Sometimes there's a lot of speculators. That's cool too. People making money, waiting to make money or selling things. That's cool. I'm all for it. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, DJ, I don't want to sell, your sticker. I got an extra one. And I'm like, dude, sell it up, man. Like, it's yours. You can do what you'd like with it. I'm not going to be offended. We put these products out because we want people to collect them and enjoy them, and honestly, making money with them is great. If you can do it, do it. Man, that's an honor, I think. For me. Maybe not for some people, but I think that's super cool. Uh-oh. Okay. So please do not feel like I'm going to be like, I can't believe you sold that sticker that I gave you. Sell it up. I want you to just have fun, Listen, whenever I go to, I'm a collector of Pearl Jam stuff over the years, and I'd go to shows and I'd buy the posters. And sometimes I'd buy, extra posters, and it would pay for my entire trip. I think that's smart, So if you're doing that with the collectibles, that's great. And if you go to eBay right now, let's just do it. Let's go to eBay right now. I just want to do it. I'm just curious. eBay.com. I want to see if this works. eBay.com, and you search VeeFriends. VeeFriends. And then you go to what? Sold items. Let's just do this. I think it's nope. A little bit different on my show only sold items. Wait, I accidentally clicked something else. But you can see here the stickers are selling for, or the cards sell for $7, $35, $150 for that Funko Pop. I don't know what these things are. This kangaroo trading card, or wild wallaby, sorry. We got different limited drops that come out. People sell those. I don't know why. It must be completed items. Sold items is all I want. $35. Even the sample, the smaller cards sell. I just like looking through these sometimes and seeing, like, look at that. Someone sold a whole set of the minis, these blind minis, $1,000. It's crazy. The collectibles are nuts. There's our man. $24 that trading card went for. Just a basic core resilient red devil. So I don't see many of my. There's a signed enamored emu. It's fun to look through this stuff, It's a nice one pack of unopened Notorious Ninja card sold for $150. I think I still have mine. I have one pack somewhere. Where is it? Do I have mine? Here it is. I have mine right here. Should I open it? I might have the one of one in here. but I'm not going to open it. I'm going to keep it closed forever. How about that? Oh, look, see, someone sold one of the stickers for $1.50. We gave some of these out for free to kids, you know. There's the other stickers, so you can see some of the stuff that's out there. I like to sometimes, you know, I just like to look through that. Not a big, just for people that need to know, like, there is a collectibles thing happening that you might not be aware of. Me Funko Pops, your trick or treat setup was sick. Appreciate that. I wasn't trying to flex on the neighbors or anything like that, but they got to step it up. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Wasn't competing with anybody. I just like to do the things that I wish that I had when I was a kid. Do I create your own personal cartoon skits, or you just create with the VeeFriends brand? I used to create my own comics, and now I'm primarily creating with the VeeFriends brand. The thing that I do on the side is my drawing club for artists. That's what I'm pretty passionate about. That I wish I had more time. Well, I don't wish I had more time. I'm fine. I can't do everything. I really enjoy working at VeeFriends and working on these characters and developing them. Primarily, and I'll say why, because other people asked, like, why don't you just go work for, and I've done that already, would be that I know for a fact from talking to the community that the comics that we're doing, it actually is more than escapism. It's actually helping people's lives, which I can't really say there's much out there that I've ever worked on that wasn't just flat out escapism. You know, I've done some stuff for Marvel and Walking Dead and Star Wars art and all the things I got out of my system to be able to say I did that. But it never was like something that was like, this changed my life, you know, or this really helped me get through a day. And there's something about VeeFriends and the community and the vibe that really does help people want to elevate, get out of their funk. I'm very aligned with that. So I'm super happy to be working with, and I was always a fan of, you know, or not like a fanboy, but I always appreciated Gary's books and advice. It really helped me in my old career as a marketer, as a director, storyteller. You know, I would say it's helped me in my storytelling too. Just be more authentic and be here on camera. There was a time where I hated my voice and I cared what people thought. You'll hear Gary say that a lot, like, stop caring what people think. And at some point I got over it. Got over that. Have a great Friday. I lose track of the days. I didn't even realize it was Friday until someone said it earlier this morning. Because, yeah, when you like what you do, you just do it all the time, you know. So look for this comic probably later today, because I'm just going to keep going until I finish it off camera here. I don't think I have some other, got some other little meetings to do, I think. Just want to double check, make sure I'm not going over my allotted time. Great. Very good. Very good. But appreciate everybody in the community. I really do. Like, a lot of kind words out there. And it's not, if I don't get back to you, or like, you know, I don't know how to react to that praise. I'm just appreciative of that, but I also don't let it get to my head, because there's a lot of work to do, and I'm always trying to make myself better. I'm not perfect. My artwork's not perfect. I'm flawed. I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good person, I'd say, but I definitely need to work on, these things we talk about. I need to be more patient with things, and we all need to work on these things a little bit more, and not get stirred up by stuff. And I almost did it yesterday, guys. I almost fell into it. Oh my gosh. I'll just talk about it real quick for you. There was a post on social media that broke through. My people around me were talking about it in person, and I was like, what's this about now? It was like a Halloween parade where there was a very offensive float, and people were very upset, and like the town was saying something like, hey, listen, we can't stop people from being in the parade. And I was like, what? Like, this is for kids. I was like getting a little bit like, oh, I'm gonna say something, like, you people need to be adults and whatever. And then I just didn't. I backed off from thinking. I was like, wait, I'm not going to fall into this being upset trap, because it's not good for my health. It's not good for it's not good for other people. Nobody's changing anybody's minds having an opinion like that. Was I right? I feel like there should be adults in the room someplace that go like, this is offensive to somebody. Let's not do this. If this is going to offend someone, this is going to hurt somebody's feelings. It's not about fun for Halloween. They're just trying to stir up your feelings with fear or whatever. And so I don't like that. I don't like when people are doing that, but I'm not the fighter of that. Being upset about that will do absolutely nothing for me. So instead, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on giving a lot of joy last night in these, the trick or treat that we did last night. I don't want people to be like, oh, there's that grumpy cartoonist guy. I want to be like, that's a cool, like, whatever. Like, look at that. Just do not eat the minis, please. Don't do that. Even if they smell like bubble gums. What drawing tablet and app I'm using? I'm using an iPad Pro here, and this is the Procreate app. It might not look like an iPad Pro because it's sitting in a case here. How many did we open? We didn't open enough, and it's $9.29. Let's open this yellow one. Let's go. Let's open this one up. I usually open 5. That's our lucky number. Lucky. Let's see what's in here. We got a Patient Pig. Bubblegum. Does not beat the Fearless Fairy. And then I'm just going to reach over here, and I'm going to pull out a random one out of this basket. I got a blue one. If it's a detail of any kind, it's going to knock off the Fearless Fairy. That's the rule right now I'm setting. Let's do that. It's not. It's a You're Gonna Die Fly, which I also enjoy, the You're Gonna Die Fly. Look, he's got his little tongue sticking out. I don't know if you can see that. Little tongue hanging out there. It's fun. Fearless Fairy wins the day. Don't be afraid out there. It's going to be a weird weekend. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wanting to make you afraid of things. Just stay true to yourself. We'll see you back here on Monday. Make sure if you want in on the giveaway today, comics@VeeFriends.com. That's all you got to do is email me, say I want in on that. Or just say, hey, what's up? I'm going to put your first name in the drawing for a shirt and a print. That's it. Let's get out of here. I got to go do some stuff. We'll see you soon. Appreciate you guys watching. VeeFriends are forever. See you soon. Stay gritty. Bye. Wait, I'm gonna scan real quick for questions that I might have missed. Sorry. Sometimes I'm just like, I gotta get out of here. Got any Ape Dude comics? Maybe. No one is perfect. Okay. Okay. How long have I been drawing? I've been drawing a long time. All my life. Drawing professionally since 1998. I don't know. Do the math. I'm old now. Okay. What else? What else? I'm scrolling through. As you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm looking at the chat. Don't let them take your light, buddy. Of course not. Of course not. Any other questions? This is the last moment. Love how you're living life as an artist. Thank you. Just scrolling back through. You can see how this is not... Instagram needs to do a better job here. Like these, every time someone joins the stream, it pops in and pops out. It buries the questions. Okay, I think I've seen all of that. Okay, great. Then I go over here to the TikTok chat. We're in there. Do you create your own personal? Okay, I answered all those. Great. I just want to make sure I answer every question there. Thank you. See you soon. We'll see you back here on Monday.